Hello everybody and welcome to BioPrototype. This is a small little game that I've been playing lately and I thought I want to show you. So, in this game you are a little cell blob and you fight off waves of enemies in order to get research points and get organs to evolve yourself, or mutate yourself rather, and then you fight more waves. It's that's it. That's all of it. This is the first stage and the most basic cell blob prototype that you can have, and this is basically the game. As you can see, we can walk around. We shoot like a little projectile, and that is about it. There's a bunch of enemies that we currently one-shot, and they drop little blobs. These are cells. We pick them up. They're like a currency. We can buy things and upgrade stuff with that. So, after we clear a wave, we get some organs that we can choose. For example, we can get this limb, which is like a big old sword, and it does like a short-range swipe attack, which is pretty cool. You can get this tentacle of the pupa, which shoots 2 projectiles, and it can pierce 2 times, I think. Or we could get this retina of the raven, which activates an organ. When the left side organs contributes to a kill. That might not mean anything to you just yet, but we'll get there. I think we'll go for the limb, actually. So, next up, we get one more. I think we'll actually take the retina of the raven this time. These are more tentacles. They also shoot projectiles. Let's go for this one. So this over here is our brain. It has a max capacity currently of 8, and 2 slots are taken up by our spine of the white fox, which has like some stuff that you can read through, and this tentacle of the pupa. This is the thing, that the projectile that we saw earlier. So to this tentacle we can attach a nerve, a spine, a retina, or whatever, however you say that. We happen to have a retina, the retina of the raven, which activates the right side organ when the left side organ contributes to a kill. Which means if we put that here, if this thing contributes to a kill, it will activate our limb that we picked up, the skeleton thing. Alright, what does that mean though when we go and battle? There, wham. That is what that does. Now, whenever our projectile thing, our tentacle, kills an enemy, we also do a swipe attack, which kills the things around it. So we turn our little projectile thing into also an AoE attack. Pretty cool. That was a pretty easy wave. Let's take the nerve of the raptor, maybe, and ooh, a retina of the raven that we can attach 2 vessels to. Oh, very nice, very nice. So, I've managed to gather 60 cells, which means we can now buy our first upgrade for our little cell blob. We can straight up buy a new organ. We have 100 cells, but I typically don't do that. I typically spend all my points upgrading various different things, and the first thing I always upgrade is the pickup range, which means we just pick up more cells, like cells from a bigger radius around us when we walk around, which is pretty nice. If we now go to mutation, we could swap out this retina of the raven for this other one that we can attach 2 limbs. So now, if we had another tentacle, limb, horn, or offspring that we could put there, we could have 2 attacks whenever this thing contributes to a kill. We don't. We only have the retina and this nerve, so we can't really do anything now, so we'll just go and battle. And kill some enemies, get some more cells, get some upgrades, and see how far we can make it. Stage 3 is cleared. We can get another limb. That one has 2 attachments. Ooh, nerve of the boxer. I like that one. Let's get tentacle of the starfish. That one is fun. So, what we can do in this game is just completely remove everything we have currently. We could also remove this spine, but that doesn't really... We only have that one spine, so we can't really change that to anything else. Let's start with the tentacle of the starfish. That one shoots out 5 projectiles in 5 different directions, like a star, basically. And let's say whenever that thing hits an enemy, we'll do the attack that we did earlier. Basically, we'll just attach what we had so far to this. But now we'll start with like the starfish attack, right? And then we'll shoot out our 1 tentacle of the pupa thing, and then we do a double swipe attacks in case this thing contributes to a kill. Aha. This can get very complicated and very, very fun. I'm also gonna buy another pickup range. That seems to work pretty well, doesn't it? I like it. The star attack is a little weird, and I think it would be better if we have that at like a second tier attack. We'll have something else as our first attack. Right, have something else before that. Nano Nerve of the Boxer, very good. Ooh, more Nerves of the Boxer. A twofer. Ooh, we can attach two things to that. And another one. I think I'm singing its praises a little bit too much. Yeah, let's maybe switch these two. So we do that first and then go for that. Let's maybe switch this thing for the Nerve of the Boxer over here. So instead of if it contributes to a kill, simply if it damages an enemy. Next thing that I like to upgrade is Cell Duplication Chance. So there's a chance that whenever we pick up one of these pink cells, that it will just duplicate and we get two. And typically these two things are what I max out first. The pickup range and the Cell Duplication Chance. So just get more cells so I can upgrade more stuff, basically. I thought of another wave and I got a bunch more organs, but this brain is almost at capacity. We got 7 out of 8, and I'd have to put like a nerve or retina or something here. So I cannot attach another attack to this brain as it is, unless I increase its capacity, which we can do for 400. But we can also just buy a second brain. How about that? So now we got a new brain. And basically, we can do the same thing as we did in the other one. I think for this, I would like to stack some projectiles. So we'll start off with 3 projectiles that chain 2. And if that hits an enemy, how about you send out 1 projectile over here. A spinning projectile. These are really weird. That can pierce an infinite amount. They just keep going round and round. And if that thing happens to hit an enemy, how about we send out another spinning projectile? And if one of these spinning attacks contributes to a kill, how about we do like one of these attacks? Like pounce with a big old club or something. They're just spinny things. And you can see the big clubs coming out. That's a lot of spinning projectiles. I made my way all the way to wave number 10. I've upgraded my little cell blob, my little prototype, quite a bit. We got 4 brains now. We're shooting all sorts of projectiles, and all sort of fun stuff happens whenever they hit an enemy, which is pretty fun. But since this is the first level, we only have access to like tentacles, limbs, retinas, and nerves. I think these 4. And there's actually a lot more that you can do, and a lot more things that you can combine in this in the later levels. This is the boss level. Basically, our goal is to defeat that big guy over there, which is melting next to our high damage output. And there we are. Yeah, we won. Research complete. Took 23 minutes, stage 0, we survived the 10 waves and our prototype level. I don't really know what that means, to be quite honest, what that thing does, but yeah, whatever. The fun part comes when you choose one of these other prototypes. So we use this one, which is just a normal basic one that you have all the way at the beginning. But there's also, for example, the Genius prototype, which can have up to 8 brains, but only a brain capacity of 4. And then you can upgrade it. But the initial brain capacity is 4. This one has its roots never decay, whatever that means. Not important. This one, Hydra, organs have -20 frequency, but tentacles fire an additional projectile, and that's fun. Alright, that one's hilarious. Really like that one. Also like this one, the Hunk. All limbs have 100% critical chance, so you do tons of damage if you just spam limbs, and it's hilarious, alright? But we're gonna go for this one. We're gonna go for the Hydra and have a look at level 5. 5. Stage 5. Survive 15 waves of enemies. More dangerous creatures. There's lots of crazy stuff going on. I have not beaten this level yet, this stage. I've just gotten to it, actually. And I'm curious to see what we can do. In this, we'll have a whole bunch of different organs that we can choose from compared to the first level. So buckle up. It's gonna get complicated and it's gonna get crazy, but we'll hopefully make it. So the first wave is always just pretty boring. Nothing really happens there. So yeah, whatever. We also don't really get a lot of cells, so we can't buy anything. We'll start off with the horn, I think. This horn of the demon that gets stronger the further away it is from the brain in our little mutation thing. And I think we'll also get the nerve of the clown, I think. These projectiles don't really help us. Actually, they kind of do, since we are shooting out an additional thing. But for now, let's just go for this. So we can attach the horn to this. Now that's 44 damage. Whenever this thing hits an uninjured enemy, we'll also zap a maximum of 3 enemies with like a 44 thing. It's pretty neat. And you can see how some enemies were just struck down by lightning from our demon horn. It's pretty nice. Now imagine if we chain a bunch of tentacles with a bunch of projectiles together, have like a ton of projectiles, and all the way at the end we'll have this horn. We picked up very few cells here. It's not good. We'll get this thing of the cat. That's pretty good. That activates the right side organ when the left side organs expire. So when the projectiles fade away or hit an enemy or something like that, it will activate the next thing, which is pretty sweet. We'll go for that. And I don't like any of these. So we're probably just gonna sell it. Yeah, let's just get this one. And we'll remove it, turn it into 30 cells, and buy our first pickup range. And just go back in. Hope we pick up some more cells this time. Spine of the chimpanzee, we'll take that. We'll take this tentacle. Well, I also like the nerve. I want both of these. Let's go for this one for now. And then I guess for the limb. Not the best, but whatever. Let's see how we chain this. I think we'll start with this over here. So whenever these projectiles expire, we will use the club thing attack, and whenever that hits an enemy, we'll strike them with... We can't. Oh, that's interesting. So with this nerve, we cannot attach the horn of the demon. But with this one, we can attach a horn. I never knew. With this one, we could attach a gland. With this one, a horn. Interesting. So we go like this then. So it has to be an uninjured enemy with the clubbing attack in order to use the horn, but that's good enough. That is good enough. We got another one of these and go back to battle. See how this works. Haven't seen the horn in action yet. But maybe if the enemies clump together a bit more. Yeah, there it is. It does work. Well, I think the horn will do less now, but that's alright, I guess. Once we get some better organs, I'm sure this will pick up again. This could be a very strong combo with a bunch of projectiles and the horn at the end. Alright, wave number 4. Oh, squeezing through. Very nice. Very nice. So we got some offspring, we got a gland. I actually really like this gland. So, the gland of the monkfish will connect to enemies that are uninjured. Which is pretty sweet. If we combine that with, for example, let's get rid of that, with this gland. and some projectiles. Alright, let me cook for a second, alright? So, what we'll do is we'll shoot out a bunch of projectiles. Whenever they hit uninjured enemies, we'll shoot out a bunch of more projectiles. Whenever one of these multiplied projectiles now hit any enemy, we will use this gland of the monkfish, which shoots beams to uninjured enemies. And when they expire, the beams will do a clubbing attack. I cannot use the horn here, which would be really fun, but I think this should be a really fun combo. We'll get our first dupe chance and 2 more of these, and let's battle. Let's see how this works. All right, let's see how this works. So I don't see the gland working. Oh, there it is. Deleted. Deleted. Very nice. Okay, I'm not quite sure when it works and when it doesn't, like what the difference is right now, just from looking at it. But whenever it does work, that's pretty funny. Zoom. Nice. This is fun. Alright, can we get another big one? Bam! Awesome. Yeah, that's a good combo. We gotta make it a bit more reliable. But imagine if that would be the horn at the end. How many horn attacks that would be? Because it attacks like 3 enemies each time. Yeah, that would be awesome. We picked up a retina of the raven, and we can attach a horn to this one. That's the thing that activates the organ whenever the left side organs contributes to a kill. And I think we can work with this. I switched the order around a little bit, and this should be pretty funny now. So every time these 4 projectiles, whenever they hit an enemy, we'll do the beams to uninjured enemies. So I'm sure we'll connect to any uninjured enemy that is near us. When those beams disappear, we'll shoot out 3 more projectiles, and if those projectiles contribute to a kill, we will then do the horn of the demon. So we're already starting with 4 projectiles that can pierce 2, and we'll just multiply that a whole bunch till all the way at the end. We'll do this horn, which is like a lock-on always hits the target thing. That would be fun. That would be really fun. And then I bought a second brain. In our second brain, we now have a lung, the lung of the gas toad. It will give us an aura with the effect of this belly, which is a shock belly, which means basically our enemies will take more damage, 27% more damage, if they happen to walk into our aura. But also, this thing shoots projectiles just because we can, and I wanted to put those things somewhere. We'll do our upgrades. That one's max now. We'll take an extra HP. Thank you very much. And let's see if we see the horn in action. Yeah, we do. Zoom. Alright. Yeah, that worked pretty well. Look at all those projectiles when they pop. Oh, that's pretty fun. Wham! Yeah. Alright, that's pretty cool. So we're doing a bunch of damage to a lot of small targets. I fear we don't have a lot of damage. Oh wow, look at all that. Yeah, I fear we don't have a lot of damage for like one big target, like for a boss enemy. So we gotta work on that. But for now, I mean, that's pretty good. Look at all that. Zoom. Wham. Yeah, that's nice. I like it. Bam. Very nice. We got another tentacle, I think, from over there. Nice. 2 more seconds. Pick up a few more cells. There we are. Easy. Tentacle of the coral. Another 3 projectiles, which is pretty nice. Ooh. Should we have some offspring? Offspring of the honey rat? Perchance? Let's see. We can also use this one. That's pretty fun. It's a fun combo. Use this one as well. I think we're buying another brain. We could. We need exactly 30 more cells. And we can get that by selling one of these. Let's sell the gland of the spider. I don't see us using that. So we get another brain. And this brain will be our offspring brain. So we gotta start with one of these. We typically start with one of these and then we attach that, but for some reason this one doesn't have it. This spine of the mammoth does not have the attachment for our offspring, so that was a waste. Big ol' waste. Not good. We could technically have offspring attached to this one, but I don't think we actually can. Here, we'll try something. Let's swap these out and just see if we put this thing in here. We can attach that. Nope, we cannot. Insufficient fertility. I'm not quite sure what that means. But typically we can resolve it by using one of these. Apparently not this time. So we'll do something else with our additional brain. How about we just shoot these and we hit with that? Not gonna lie, that didn't work out the way I planned it would, but oh well. I'm pretty sure we can still make it through here. I mean, I don't really get swarmed now. Oh, they're keeping their distance. They don't really have a chance. I mean, they're trying, but can't really get to us, which is pretty nice. And if some happen to get close to us, they get shot and clapped. Bam! I got us a new spine, and this one seems to work very nice. So we put the spine over here. So every 1.84 seconds, we will spawn one of these honey rats. They will walk after us, and they can do all the fun stuff as well. For example, they can shoot projectiles that whenever they, let's say that whenever they expire, they also hit the enemy. Wave 8. Let's see how our offspring works. There's our few honey rats. Our offspring seems to be shooting its projectiles. Very nice. Can't hardly make out the attack afterwards, but it is happening, I think. It's pretty good. I also have gland active that connects our offspring together with beams, and if anything walks into the beams, things get hurt. But doesn't really do too much, to be honest. I gotta stop walking into my enemies. Yeah. Not the best addition, not the best offspring I've ever had, but maybe we get some good organs and upgrade that a bit more. Giving them a lung and an aura like we have, maybe with a different effect, it's pretty good typically, so maybe we can go for that, depending on what organs we get to choose next. There's something like that. And we just so happened to pick up a lung of the bullfrog. I think that's the same lung that we're using already. And that happens to be a poison bag. Maybe we can use this one. Actually, we cannot attach anything else to this, which is not ideal. We can't really chain anything because of that then. We get it anyway? I don't think so. We probably get a better one. Let's take this one. Haha. Alright. So, mutation. Let's see. Our offspring. No longer that. You now get a lung. You get to breathe poison. Aha. But then also, that will fire projectiles, I guess. I don't know how that makes any sense, but that's what's going to happen. Fun little something that we can do with that. The last thing to upgrade over here, the last thing in the list, is effective radius. And the lungs and intestines also work like that. They leave the effect on the floor in a circle instead of moving around with us. They get increased with upgrading this, and it's actually really useful if you go for these sort of effects. I think we should get a movement speed. It's about that time. And let's get one base damage. And two of these. And we got 100 left. Let's do maybe organ quality, so we just get some little bit of better stuff. Let's see how our new offspring does. You can see they changed color. There it is. It has a poison ring around it now. Aha. I wonder how much damage that will do. Not quite sure. Also, is it actually shooting projectiles? I think it is. It's really hard to tell. Also wonder if this is the type of poison that can stack. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Another successful round. I think what we need is more projectiles. More projectiles everywhere. So let's get all of that. Let's get this one. And let's see. We got this brain, which doesn't really do too much. Our lung. Does this work that much? I think it does. It doesn't do anything else though. We'll just keep that in mind and buy another brain. Our last one we can have up to 4 with this. So we'll start with the Spine of the Jackal. The Spine of the Jackal are spines that are really fast. They activate a lot, but their efficiency is low. And then we'll start off with 4 projectiles that pierce 4. And then whenever they hit enemies, we'll send off... Let's see, that one's 1, that one's 3. Alright, and when they disappear, which one are these? Sloth. No, let's go for a cat one. And then this one. More. And then when that disappears, swap attack. Very nice. So, that will give us a lot more projectiles. And I think over here... we can just add some of this stuff. Enough of the clown, maybe. Hits an uninjured enemy. Also a club attack. Yeah. Sure. Why not? More cells for us to pick up. And let's do... do we do a crit chance, maybe? I mean, sure. Why not? Let's go. We should be seeing a lot more projectiles now. And I think we are. There's a lot more swipe attacks on the field, on the arena. Alright. It's pretty nice. And since these are based on the projectiles expiring, it doesn't matter how many enemies are really on the field now. Which is pretty sweet. Also means if there's just like one really big enemy, or like very few enemies, we'll still do a bunch of damage. Which is good against like stronger enemies. So I'm trying to get at. And there it is. That's what I'm afraid of. Let's hope this works as well as I think, as I hope. Should do a bunch of sweeping attacks against it. Yeah, it's dying pretty fast. Not the fastest, but pretty good. There it is. Yeah, it was good. I expected that to be a lot worse. Alright, cool. Let's clear this wave and see what we can upgrade. I changed our lung now over to an intestine, so we got this area on the ground now, which will inflict the shock debuff on our enemy. Also shoot some projectiles, which I hope will work in our favor. Seems to be going pretty well. Our poison offspring following behind. Yeah. I'm not sure if this is better or worse. Might be a little worse, possibly. I'm not quite sure. So I'm saying it might be worse because we can't really make our enemies have the effect on purpose. Like, we can't just walk close to them and give them the shock effect. They will have to follow us over one of these little circles, I believe. One of these areas. The area is technically a little bigger, I think. I'm not quite sure. I would like to have a different effect, really, instead of the shock. So it seems to be working well. I'd rather have something else. There's a lot of projectiles flying around. We should be good, to be honest. Let's see, this is a different poison bag. This one, max stack is 1. This one is the one that our offspring has. And this one has max stack of infinity. That's very good. It's only 1 damage, which is very low. But Oh wow, last wave damage 31. That's nothing. Okay. Maybe we do this. It has a max stack of 1, but at least it does like 12 damage. Wow, that's useless. Actually, what if we put this on an intestine? So they leave this thing around. And then we use the one that has infinite stacks possible. That is still any damage. These didn't do any damage. So this is useless, pretty much. Let's maybe use this one. It's a little bit faster. I'll just attach some of these to here. And see what happens. I don't know. Yeah, the offspring this round is pretty useless. I'll admit it. We'd probably be better off just putting other stuff here. We'll try again. If we get good organs, or if this works, we'll stick with it. If not, we'll just spam more projectiles, since that is the strength of our prototype. Let's see what happens. A lot of swiping attacks. A lot of poison on the floor. Some shock on the floor. Oh, I walked into that. That was my bad. It feels like things are dying a little less around me. But at the same time, it feels like there's more happening, like more attacks happening around me. So maybe our enemies just got a whole lot stronger in the meantime. Never know. I feel like the poison on the floor actually does a bit more now. But I can't be sure with that. Oh, there's something on the floor. Over here. Sure. We'll check after this round. And then decide. We might just spam more projectiles, since that is pretty funny. And it works really well. Oop. All the things happening on screen. I sometimes lose sight of myself, even though we're like at the center of the screen always, and don't move away from that. I don't know if that's a me problem. It probably is. Alright. Not a successful wave. A bunch of stuff. Nothing that we'll use probably. Some more tentacles. Alright. Let's see. This one only floats around as like we typically only get one. With this we get two. This is a pretty strong one and has two vessels that we can attack. Oh, that's a better effect. The belly one. I like that one a lot more than the shock. Or the poison, to be honest. Let's see. How much damage did this do? Last wave, 26,000. Remember the 31? from the last thing. And this did like 8,000 damage. That's not bad. Let's have a look at our second brain. This one did like 4,000 damage last round. This one did like 2,000 damage last round. This one did like 20,000. That's pretty good. But that's also a very good tentacle. I think this is the brain that we'll get rid of. The shock. I mean, 37 more damage taken by the enemy. That's pretty good. However, we can probably like deal so much more damage by putting things here. That's probably the way to go. Let's put... I'd like to put one of these here. Like the cat one, specifically. Oh, let's use this, I guess. So when these expire... Actually, a nerve of the boxer would be perfect. Let's see. This one is a tentacle. Do we want to switch this one up? Oh, that did... How much damage? No, we're not touching that one. Not touching that one. I guess we don't have a free one. Oh, we can attach a lung to this one? Wait. Does that mean the aura follows around the projectile? I never had that. Let's try that. Lung of the bullfrog, or this one, lung of the gas toad, and then we could put the fire belly in here. Oh, I'm intrigued. I am intrigued. So we could actually go into test and just see what happens, but that's not how I roll. Let's upgrade our health one more time, and our base damage. No, actually our effective radius ones. And then our base damage. Yeah, seems good. Well, I want to see if the fire aura now goes around with these things. It does. Alright. Oh, that's hilarious. I really like that. Nice. Alright, that's pretty cool. This is wave 13. We gotta make it to wave 15, if you remember. I think wave 14 and 15 are boss waves, where we have like the really strong enemies. And I think it's first 2 boss enemies and then 3 boss enemies at the same time. But with this setup, I feel confident that we can deal a lot of damage. So, yeah, I'll take it. I'll take it. Might do a few more adjustments. But these flaming aura orbs around us make me pretty confident, to be quite honest. Are you thinking the same thing that I'm thinking? So what if instead of us having like spinning orbs that do things, what if our offspring has it? Like we have a bunch of our offspring around and only one of us, so surely this would be more effective, right? So I've given our offspring these spinning orbs now, and it has the aura of the fire lizard blaze thing, which has a whole bunch of damage, but now also it has an intestine of the seed snake, which will distribute the effect of Schrödinger on the floor, which means basically when our enemy gets to 30% of its health, it just dies. It gets down to 30, bam, dead. Alright, wave 14 is coming up. I think I want to max out my HP for that. And get... Oh, base damage is already maxed out. That's the next thing I would have done. Move speed. I think we get 1 movement speed. And then... more crit chance. These are with 99 cells. Yeah, I think that's alright. Alright, let's see. Let's see how the aura around our offspring does. Nothing's happening yet. Oh, there it is. Oh. Oh boy. That's a lot of the Schrödinger effect on the floor. I'm sure all the enemies will have it if they come close to us. Which is good, because the boss enemy is about to arrive. Definitely wanted on that. Can we just stand still? I think we have an AFK build here. We don't have to do anything. At least against the small enemies. Alright. It's the second boss enemy. So far, so good. Just keeping our distance. Oh, the first one's dead already. Yo. This is going really good. I feel like... Oh, yeah, there it is. And now we just go AFK and win this round. Guys, we have a really good build now. Oh, this is awesome. Maybe we can change things up a little bit more. What if instead of the honey rat we'll have the sparrow? We can't. Oh, why can't we? Bam, there it is. Alright, so we got offspring of the sparrow now. Same type deal, just instead of following us, our offspring will now walk towards the enemy, and that's all its madness, which is pretty sweet. Our second brain isn't really doing too much for us. The issue is we got a bunch of these in here, Nerve the Clowns, and they activate the next organ whenever we hit an uninjured enemy, and there aren't just that many uninjured enemies around anymore. with all of the AoE damage that we do. So let's maybe switch them out for the sloth thing. So we do that, and then that, and then that, and then this one possibly, this one maybe. Let's go for that one. And we also put that one there. We did get another horn. We got the Horn of the Demon here. It does 87 damage. It did over 80,000 last round. We got this one over here, and we dropped that one in. Shazam. 116 damage. Very good. This one does damage 4. Now it's damage 8. So I would say we will increase the effect radius a little bit more. And 1 for critical damage. And we'll go and fight our last wave, number 15. See how this goes. Alright. Here's our offspring. Oh wow, that's a lot of boomerangs. Didn't expect there to be that many, but oh boy, that's a lot. Alright, our offspring is walking around. All sorts of effects everywhere. And there's our first boss enemy. There it is. Let's see. It doesn't seem to be taking too much damage just yet. Oops. Touched it. Alright. Took damage again. Okay, there's another one. Took damage again. Maneuvering will get difficult here. Because it's hard to see. And hard to move. And the area is so small. Help! Help! Okay, keep going in circles. Just don't die. Got one of them down. Just don't die. Oh, more damage taken. 2 hearts left. Hey, we did it! Research complete. And that is the hardest level of this game. There's also a endless game mode that we have now unlocked. Let's see, that one took over an hour. That was pretty fun. Endless stage 5 unlocked, new feature. Awesome. And draft mode. I don't know what that means. Awesome. So yeah, this is Bioprototype. I got it on Steam, but you currently cannot buy it on Steam because apparently the publisher, like not the game maker, not the game studio, but the people that publish it, did some shady things on Steam, and now all the games that they publish are banned. But this game was really cheap, and it's a lot of fun, and yeah, there's that. I don't know what the company behind it is doing, and what the publisher is doing, but the game's fun. So there. Anyway, it's the end of the video. Remember that you're valid, and I'll see you in the next one.